Man, what's up with it? What's up with it? What's up with it? Got a good discussion, good topic for today, man. We're gonna talk a little bit about a little bit of college football, a little bit of things that a subject that I know a lot about. Subject matter I've personally have a vested interest in, which is college football. Something I was a alumni of, former college athlete. Man, this your boy Big Cal, man. We talking some real ish today. Just gotta shoot it straight. You know what I did? Talk about this situation, man, with Nico Iamaleava, whatever. Hey, you figure out how to say his name. Why? Let's just look into this situation a little bit, man. Let's dive deeper into this situation.
We have some breaking news from college football. Tennessee is moving on from quarterback Nico Iamaleava, sources told ESPN's Pete Thamel this morning. The decision comes a day after Iamaleava surprised coaches and teammates by not showing up for practice. Sources said Iamaleava was looking for more NIL money. He is expected to enter the transfer portal when it opens next week. The Volunteers hold their annual spring game today, in fact, in a couple hours. Let's welcome in Tennessee alumnus Paul Feinbaum. Okay, Paul, the floor is yours. What's your initial reaction to Tennessee's decision to essentially let Nico go?
I think the fan.
Personally, I know Paul Feinbaum was a Tennessee alumni. That's funny. That's random. But personally, man, I feel like it's a great decision by the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteer. I think it's a great decision, man. It sets a precedent. It sets a standard. I really think Nico is very, very just self-centered. Just being honest, and I think he has an inflated sense of his own abilities. To be honest with you, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan, and I ain't trying to stir the pot or come off racial or anything like that. But I'm just not the biggest fan myself of Samoan quarterbacks, man. Like, I just being honest, you know what I'm saying. You can take your pick, from DJU to what's the guy from Miami? Tua Tagovailoa, whatever you want to go. Man, these guys have some wacky ass names, man. But just saying, I'm just not a big fan of Samoan quarterbacks just in general. Once somebody shows me an All-Pro one, a perennial Pro Bowler, one that just is dominant consistently in college or in the NFL. I mean, you've seen a few in college, the Masolis, Jeremiah Masoli. It's been a few college quarterbacks that Samoan that were pretty efficient. But man, me myself, I'm just not high. Just as a college football aficionado, I'm just not high on Samoan or Tongan quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I haven't seen none be successful like that consistently. That's just me. And once somebody shows me that, then I'll have more, data to go off of. But until then, I'm not sold on these guys anyway. I have not seen a dominant Samoan quarterback yet. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. So that's just my, take on it, being honest. And he, like I said, he has not proven himself to be an elite caliber of quarterback yet. Like, he has not proven it. There's nothing he's done that, in my opinion, that he should warrant a renegotiation of his contract. Man, I support the head coach from Tennessee fully for moving on from him, man. Like, I feel like you gotta put your foot down. Like, this the thing with the NIL that's really starting to piss me off. And me, like I said, a former college athlete as myself, I am all for paying athletes, man. Like, I'm all for these guys getting their bread. I'm all for taking care of these guys, man. They putting their lives on the line. They putting their physical health on the line. For years, like I said, they've done this for free, just a scholarship. And I feel like they deserve to get paid for their name, image, and likeness. If the school is going to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, if games, video game, EA Sports, all these people are going to make money off their name, image, and likeness, I feel like the athletes should be involved in taking in some of that revenue. That's just me personally. But the stuff like this, like, I watch players, his stats were not shabby. They're not shabby or shoddy, but at the same time, they were not elite. That's my thing. That is my biggest thing with the NIL. The best players deserve to get paid. Like, I don't care. Sometimes you're gonna get a bust out of high school, and I'm cool with that too. Like, they paid the quarterback from Michigan, Underwood, upwards, I think, was $4 million, $5 million coming out to commit to Michigan as opposed to going to LSU, Bryce Underwood, man, I am not mad at that, because sometimes, I mean, that's just what you get. You know, it's the bidding war coming out. I'm cool with the overpaying some of these freshmen. You know, that's not an issue with me. You know, personally, I don't mind. You know, if you get a bus, if you get a lemon, that's on you. You know, do your recruiting, do your scouting a little bit better, and maybe you have a more of an idea of what you're getting. But the players like Nico, when he redshirted in 2023, he was a 5-star quarterback. You know, redshirted behind I forgot the quarterback's name. He went to New England. I can't really think of his name right now. Just like I said, early morning. Give me a second. But played for New England. Had a dynamite arm. I can't think of his name right now. But he had a red shirt behind him. He was a senior, and he got a chance in 24. And then he did not, in my opinion, lay an egg. You know, for the season, he was capable. You know, he was efficient. Like, he was not elite. So that's just my biggest thing. Nico was very capable and he's very he was just efficient. You know, that's all I would say. He was not an elite caliber quarterback by no stretch of the imagination. That's just my opinion. But he was, I mean, asking for $4 million or we'll have Bugattis and $2 million increases on your NIL deal. I feel like that is just ridiculous. Honestly, man, I feel like it's ridiculous. I feel like that's highway robbery is what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that what he's doing is selfish, is self-centered, is just unbecoming of a college football player to me. You know, somebody that's really a dog. I mean, you're already getting paid, and you want these luxury items like Bugattis and things like that, man. It's just like, it's just a shame. You know, you're here to play football, you're here to stunt and shine. That's my biggest thing. Like, it's just, I wish him the best, and I hope no one pays for his services. Like, I really hope nobody overpays for his service, because he's not elite, and I don't foresee him being that type of player. You know, he has all the measurables: 6'5", 6'6", probably runs 4.5, sub 4.5 40. I don't really like his throwing mechanics. I'm not a fan of his throwing mechanics. You know, he can work on that, but I mean, it's a lot of guys that don't have the best, you know, throwing mechanics. You can look at Lamar Jackson. He has a Lamar Jackson-esque type of release, kind of a sidearm whip. But I mean, he's, like I said, he's obviously he's not as consistent as Lamar Jackson, you know, ever, and he's not as prolific as Lamar Jackson. But he was efficient for Tennessee, and in my opinion, the Tennessee defense carried his ass all year. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, if you watch football, if you know football, the Tennessee defense carried him all year. Gotta make sure I'm on duty. Out here doing this security, man. Hit that like button if you're out there. Hit that like button. Subscribe to TNP. Just give my 2 cents on this thing.
That I talked to yesterday afternoon, Shay, agree with this. It is the right call, and it's the right call because they've already been held hostage to a degree by Nico and his people. They went to bat for him about a year ago. They fought the NCAA, who wanted to rule him ineligible because of the recruiting, and they stood by and they kept his eligibility. They gave him a chance, and by the way, he helped to reward them by helping Tennessee get to the playoffs last year. But the bigger story here is beyond Nico. This is an inflection.
So he was about to get $2.4 million this year to play college football, and he thought that was too much. He said he wanted more. That's what it's looking like. He was expecting an NIL contract this year. He was expecting to make $2.4 million for a guy that didn't even throw for 3,000 yards, didn't throw for, I don't think he had 20 touchdowns. I don't know his quarterback percentage rate. I should look it up. I'm telling you, if you know football, like I know football, because I eyeball talent. Like, I don't have to be a analytical type person. I don't have to look up stats and all these things. Like, I'm a former college athlete, FCS Division I. I got eyes. I can see it. He is not it. You know what I'm saying? So you're setting a precedent where you're gonna have a precedent where you have a whole bunch of mid motherfuckers asking for elite type money, and that's, to me, that's not right. Like, and I'm the biggest supporter of college football. I'm the biggest supporter of college athletes. I'm the biggest supporter of just, you know, like I said, just college and athletics as a whole. And this is some straight up bullshit from Nico, Iamaleava or whatever his name. This is some straight up bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? You holding the damn team ransom. Like, I'm glad the head coach, I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. I'm glad that he stuck his foot in the ground and said, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that same shit because, I mean, where's your passion for the game, Nico? Where's your love? Where's your drive? Where's your loyalty? They already giving you. They're about to give you $2.4 million this year. I mean, I know with taxes that might be only be $1.2 million, but damn, like $1.2 million to be a mid fucking quarterback at an elite school, bro. You haven't proven yourself to even deserve no type of money, man. You a redshirt sophomore this year, bro. Like, just being real. I mean, you fucking laid the egg in the college football playoffs. You shit and wet the bed on the college football playoffs. You're not that. You're not an elite thrower. You're not an elite decision maker. You know, you're not like I said, running the football. You're not the biggest threat running the football. You 6'6". You're a big target. Like I said, he has a decent speed. But this is I don't agree with this shit. Like I don't agree with the precedent it's gonna set, where you got a whole bunch of mid motherfuckers wanting elite talent, dude. Like, you haven't proven it. Prove your worth. That's my biggest thing. Prove that you're worth that type of money before you sit here and get to doing shit like this, and you know what I'm saying, and giving ultimatums to your team, and choosing money and material things over a game that you're supposed to love and that you're getting paid handsomely for, man. Anybody would love to make $2.4 million a fucking year. Use a 5-star, like, and this is all based off of your high school talents in your high school ranking, because in college, you, like, for the Tennessee, like I said, Tennessee 2024, you were an average quarterback. I wouldn't even give you above average. You were a average quarterback. So, basically, I feel like you took this opportunity to use your leverage, which is all of yours, your business to do. That's what the transfer portal is for. Like I said, you use your leverage to try to maneuver and not bribe, but kind of blackmail the school to give you more money, to hold them ransom to give you more money, which you don't deserve. In my opinion, you do not deserve any more money than what you're getting. Like, you didn't even put up elite numbers passing the football. You didn't get a college football win, a college football playoff win. They said you did get a berth, but the defense carried you. That defense was a top-ranked defense in the nation, period. That defense was stellar. You know what I'm saying? They won games in the SEC because of that defense, not off the back of you throwing for 300 yards a fucking game. Like, that's cap. So, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Samoan or Tongan quarterbacks in general. No way. You know what I'm saying? And he's mid. Like, he has not shown nothing that should that exudes him, or him being paid this type of money. That's just my opinion.
Point in the history of college football. This is the first time in this NIL era that we have had a literal holdout. Happens every day in the NFL. It's never happened in college football. He was expected to make about $2.5 million, and while people are seeing their 401s crash right now, he wanted more than that, reportedly as much as $4 million. And Tennessee finally said, you know what, we're done. What's interesting is he's not that great. I talked to various sources around the SEC yesterday, and I said, tell me where he ranks out of the 16 quarterbacks in the SEC. They said somewhere between 6
story, and I am certain that the next place that he wants.
Interesting is he's not that great. I talked to various sources around the SEC.
What did I just say? Shout out to Paul Feinbaum. What the fuck did I just say? I do this shit. I know football. Like, if he was great, I don't have a hating bone in my body, man. It's TNP. We speak straight up truths, man. You know what I'm saying? As we see them. We speak truths. We speak, truth to power. We keep it 100 on TNP. We ain't out here sugarcoating nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I would expect the same for me. I would expect the same for my sons, my daughters. If he was in this situation and he was playing college football, I would be 100% honest and tell him, dude, this is some straight up fuckery right here, what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you're really looking like a piece of shit slime ball for doing some shit like this, where you feel like they didn't have a good backup. You saw the leverage you had and the power you had, and you used it to try to get more money, man. And apparently he wanted to get a Bugatti, a fucking $2 million Bugatti. Like I said, these prima donna ass athletes really don't deserve shit. Like, a lot of people like Nico, like, there's other athletes that give them the world. You know, when they're putting up elite numbers, Smith from Ohio State, you pay that motherfucker. That is a goddamn baller. That is a person that will change the tide for any fucking college football franchise that he goes to. He can go to any college football team right now, Alabama, and they immediately turn into a candidate to win a national championship. That's just me. Those are ringers. Those are players that change the tide. Even if you're talking about, I wouldn't. Nah, he's not that type of player. Like, he didn't, but he did do that. When you think about the quarterback for Miami this past year, was it Shadur Sanders and what's the other guy? Cam Ward. Think about Cam Ward. Cam Ward deserved more than he was underpaid for what he produced with Miami this year. In my opinion, he was underpaid. You know what I'm saying? As far as the efficiency, they didn't lose. They didn't have the most elite defense. They won a lot of games off the back of his arm, off the strength of his throwing abilities. So that's just my thing. He did not deserve that type of money, man. Like, and shit like that, I don't agree with. That's just me. I will never agree with paying somebody that puts up marginal, that has marginal ability, that have not shown that they are that elite type talent. Like you said, if it's that receiver Smith from Ohio State, you pay that man. You pay him, man, because I mean, somebody else will. Like, if somebody is ballsy enough to pay Nico this type of shit and give him this type of money and materials, man, they're out of their mind. I don't care who it is. You are either that, or you're not watching the tape, or you're desperate. You're just willing to throw money in at the wall at shit and hope it sticks. But he has not proven himself to me.
Yesterday, I said, tell me where he ranks out of the 16 quarterbacks in the SEC. They said somewhere between 6 and 8. Tennessee saw the same thing, and that's why he is no longer on the Tennessee roster this morning.
Gotta love Paul Feinbaum, always keeping it real. But now you look at this story, and I am certain that the next place that he wants to go is going to look at it as well. What are Nico's best options when the portal does open next week?
Well, he grew up in California, so you have to look to that direction. One interesting part of this is he can't go anywhere within the SEC. There is a new clause in the spring portal. You can't go within the SEC.
Good. SEC wasn't good for him. He wasn't productive in no ways. The shit too high for him anyway, in my opinion. Like, this game is too fast at SEC level. I've seen him pass. He look like a deer in headlights back there sometimes. He got happy feet. I said his throwing motion and his mechanics, they definitely need to be tweaked. Like I said, I'm just not a fool. I'm just not a fan, man. I've seen enough. I watched enough to know what he is. And to this point, not to say he can't improve, but to this point, I've seen enough. It's a right call. Let him walk. Let him see what the real market is out there for a quarterback of his abilities. Maybe, like I said, maybe they'll pay him, but they'll, like I said, they'll see that they quickly see that they got a limit, in my opinion. Unless he's improved, they'll see they got a straight up limit.
You can do that in the portal that ends after the season. So I would have to guess the West Coast. Obviously, there's plenty of places out there, Oregon, USC, natural places. But I wonder, Shay, how excited are schools going to be to deal with his representatives? And I say his representatives. His father's involved. He's got agents involved. This is a very nasty situation. It has left a stench across college football. So I would say buyer beware.
When you look at Tennessee, they already lost their star running back, they lost their top 3 wide receivers, and now there's a question mark at quarterback. They were among the favorites to win the SEC. Where do they go now?
This is a body blow to Tennessee, which was already on the so-called cut line. They have Jake Merlinger, who is...
I feel like Nico knew that, and his representatives knew that, and they took advantage of that. Honestly, if they lost all these people, I think they all took it. I think he for sure took advantage of that. I think he saw that, and he was like, "This is the perfect opportunity to hold them hostage, play on probably a rebuilding type year on a team that's probably put a lot of hopes on him to try to will a unproven team to success this year." And I think he just knew, I'm not up for the task. If I do this shit, which could mess me up as far as the aesthetics and how my play looks and how I look as far as NFL draft prospects, my abilities, you're gonna have to pay me handsomely. I think that's exactly what he tried to do behind the scenes. I feel like he knew. As I said, they lost a lot. They lost some star receivers. They lost some players. They look at, as you see, the quarterbacks he had behind him, the class of 2024. These are the quarterback depth chart. Jake Merlinger, he's the number 185th out of the ESPN 300 class of 2024. So he would be a redshirt freshman. They got a true freshman that was the 109th out of the ESPN 300 of the class of this year, 2025. So he knew what was behind him. He knew like this is the perfect opportunity to try to squeeze everything he could out of Tennessee. And I feel like that's not the right move as far as just as a player. It just like I said, it just seems disloyalty. You know what I'm saying? For the biggest thing. I understand you got to squeeze everything you can out of financially out of your college time, because it's a short time for you even to have the ability to play college football and make this type of money. So I understand that fully. But I also understand he's a dud. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a dud to this point. You're average. You know what I'm saying? You're average. Like, they could probably get the same type of productivity out of these two. You know, just and they might have a better passing game with these two. The only thing they don't probably have that he has is, as you've seen in that clip, the dynamic running ability that he has from time to time. But I still wouldn't stake my, franchise on my football team on that, because that's not what he doesn't want to run the football. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really want to run the football. He wants to pass it, which he's not great at. Because I think if he runs the ball with all that height in his frame, I think he's heading toward injury. So he doesn't want to get no like running oriented spread type offense. He wants to be able to throw the ball, and he has to work on that. You know, that, like, just straight up, like, he has to be able to work on processing information when he sees his snap reads, just going through his checkdowns, going through his hots, going through his progressions. He has to get that a lot better, man. Just saying.
Serviceably played a couple of games last year, but they don't really have an option. They may go into the portal themselves. They just lost a quarterback to the portal. They may try to get him back. But ultimately, I think what this is going to do for Josh Heupel is buy him a little bit of time. The fact that they said no to Nico, I think will give him a lot of support. He's already gone to the playoffs. He beat Florida and Alabama last year. He's in very good shape. But if this season does not go well, I think Tennessee fans will look at that and go, okay, at least you did the right thing.
Yeah, give him a little bit more leeway in 4 seasons.
See these numbers. Look at these numbers at the bottom. 26, 16 passing yards. I want to say he had around 400 rushing yards, which is not bad. Like I said, 19 touchdowns, 5 picks as a starter. Like I said, he's not going to turn the ball over for you, which is good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. He was definitely a system quarterback. So he had a lot of his deep passing wasn't it. He had to work on his deep passes, deep touch. He's more of a system quarterback. Like I said, if the windows aren't wide as a barn, he ain't hitting them. He's not hitting them. You know, that's the one thing I say about his ability, his passing ability. The windows are not wide as a damn barn. He ain't hitting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Side of a fucking barn, he ain't hitting that shit. So I am impressed with the 5 interceptions. That's pretty good. I mean, but he took, I'm sure, show the sacks. I know he took a lot of fucking sacks. And even with that decent O-line he had, I know he took a lot of sacks because he held the ball a lot. He had happy feet running around. When the natural progression doesn't go through right, he panics. Like I said, 26-16 is not bad, but it's not elite. I mean, when you look at people like Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, you know, they blown the top off as far as with numbers, even though it's a pass-oriented offense that they ran. I'm not that impressed. Just being honest, I'm not that impressed for the 5-star ranking and all the hype that he had coming out of high school. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with what he's done for this will be his 3rd year of college football this year. So he redshirted. Then he started a redshirt freshman this past year in 24. So just up to this point, not impressed. You know what I'm saying? Just not impressed. Like it's average. Like I said, he's a good quarterback. He's all right. Like just like Paul Feinbaum said, at a 16, he's around 6. You know, which is, like I said, that's decent, but he's not elite. So
Josh Heupel, Tennessee is ranked 2nd in FBS in total offense and points. Paul, we appreciate it. Thank you for the breaking news on a non-football Saturday. See you later, buddy.
So yeah, I just feel like what he's doing is filled with greed. You know, it's I don't like it personally. I don't agree with it. And
we got some breaking news. Nico Iamaleava. Is Iamale leaving?
And just like that, the Tennessee Vols are searching for their new starting quarterback. Locked On SEC starts right now.
First, and just want to thank our fans. Great crowd today with, limit of the.
I think he needs to go to USC though. Personally, I could see him at USC. Of course, Oregon. Like I said, Dan Lanning and them boys, they're gonna have a good defense. They're playing that is it the Pac? I think they might be in the Pac-10 or I can't remember what they're in. Might be, yeah. I think Oregon's either in the Big Ten or the Pac-12. I can't remember. Either way, they're gonna have. I think he has more success at a Oregon than SEC. SEC is always a lot more fast-paced. Maybe at Oregon he can, break that 3,000-yard mark, get his passing, game a little bit better. But like I said, the move in itself was selfish as shit. You know what I'm saying? And I understand we living in a selfish era where it's all about me. But I just don't feel like that was the right move. You know what I'm saying? As far as just holding the team, it just shows your character ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? To be real, and the character of head coach Josh Heupel, man, I respect that man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these coaches would have caved. A lot of these coaches would have just caved in his demands, gave him the money, ate the shit sandwich and dealt with it. But I respect him for not doing that. Because you didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my biggest thing that I just want to get through with this TNP broadcast today. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real, keeping it hot about this whole situation is that you didn't deserve that bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did not deserve to get more money. Just because you're the best player that they have at the position and you can hold them hostage doesn't mean that you're going to get your way. So that's a good lesson in life that Josh Heupel in Tennessee gave him, which was eat a dick and go see what you can get out there. Go fish for something else somewhere else, because your production isn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you a 5-star and you started this year, we'll move on. You know what I'm saying? There will be more of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did not have anything that was exclusive to you that you were holding this program back. There's nothing that you can do that we can't find elsewhere. So, and I hats off. I commend that whole, like I said, that school for doing that, man. And man, hey, straight up, man, I seen a lot of folks at the game, with his jersey on, talking shit. Somebody put IM and then cross it out and put tape that said they bitch on it or something. I'm like, man, that's fucked up. But Tennessee fans, man, they loyal to their program, man. Hey, Rocky Top Tennessee, man, down south, SEC football, man. It's a different type of ball game down there, man. But I just felt like this was a low life move, man. Like I said, just long story short. Like, I wish him well, in his endeavors, but just the precedent is set for the future and other folks as far as thinking they can get away with marginal athletic ability, marginal productivity, and they still expect to be paid like they're an elite talent. I feel like that's just not it. Me, like that's where I draw my line. And I hate to sound like that old man on the couch or that old man, you know what I'm saying, banging a gavel somewhere, but man, that's where I draw the line. Personally, I draw the line there. I just don't agree with that shit. That's why I personally draw the line. Yes, sir, man. But TNP about to get up out of here.